Hello everyone, Mike from the Know Your Rights Group and Success Coaching International back again with another very important update on everything that's going on at the moment right here in Australia. We're going to get straight into it. Petrol, I mentioned this on the last couple of videos. This is something that they're still pushing. I think all states are now seeing that the petrol prices are steadily increasing. We're getting lots of feedback from our members all around the country that those petrol prices are steadily increasing, despite the fact that the price of oil really hasn't changed. Now, the other thing that they're doing right now, which is of even greater concern, is all the fear mongering that that the media are perpetuating around petrol. There's lots and lots of posts up going around on Facebook and social media and stuff. You know, wear gloves when you're at the petrol station because the petrol pump handles are transferring this virus. Now, I haven't heard of one single case where anyone has caught coronavirus from filling up their car with petrol. This is all part of the scare tactics. This is all part of the fear mongering. So just be aware, this is a strategy that they are using. They are hiking the price of petrol up. They're going to either make petrol undesirable or unobtainable. Now, I've said this before in previous videos. It's my belief that this is either going to be the strategy or certainly one of the strategies that they use to bring in this lockdown. So whether it's a full lockdown by decree or whether it's a lockdown by default by limiting your access to petrol and therefore limiting your ability to move around, it's certainly one of the strategies that I believe that they're going to use to do that. So please make sure your cars are constantly topped up with petrol. If you can, go out and find some jerry cans and make sure you've got some sort of stores of petrol around in case they cut off supplies completely. But I said it's either going to be a de facto lockdown or by decree. Now, speaking of that, please make sure that you tune in to Tuesday night's radio show. So just go to knowyourrightsgroup.com.au/radio-show and there'll be a big black listen live link that you can click on there. It's 8 p.m. It's Melbourne time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Savings Time. So please be sure to tune into that radio show on Tuesday night, because amongst many things that we're going to be talking about, one of the important points is whether or not our politicians actually have the lawful authority to make these decrees, to make these orders, to tell people to do what they're doing right now. Now, they are ordering, as of today, as of just a few minutes ago, midday today, a whole bunch of more businesses had to shut, had to close down because the government said so. Now, does the government actually have the power and authority to do that? That's something that we'll be discussing at length on Tuesday night's show. So please make sure you tune in for that. Now, the big news at the moment, of course, is the massive job losses. We saw last week, 20,000 people lost their jobs at Qantas, similar numbers at Virgin, Portsea Hotel closed, Sorrento Hotel closed. We heard of another company that had 5,000 people that they had to let go. There's been job losses left, right and centre, caterers closing down for months on end. As of just midday today, just a few minutes ago, there's a whole bunch of restaurants, pubs, clubs, cafes, all these things that have all been forced to close, which mean huge job losses. People who've gone from $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month income to zero. Okay, and again, I don't want to scare anyone. I don't want anyone to panic. Okay, but this is just the beginning. They've already said this is just stage one. Okay, there's more stages coming. There are more businesses coming that are going to close down. Now, yes, cafes and restaurants and the like can stay open, but only to serve, takeaway or delivery. But again, still that means lots of job losses for all the staff who were, previously there tending to the customers. Now, even that is not safe. Okay, even they will be closing down. McDonald's, which is one of the biggest so-called, restaurant chains, if you want to call it that, around, are closing all of their stores in the UK and Ireland at 7 o'clock tonight. Okay, McDonald's, for crying out loud. Yes, they've gone into semi-lockdown. They're only doing drive-through and takeaway. Well, now they're closing their stores completely. So let's start thinking about this, people. If you've just lost your job or you're just about to lose your job and now you can't even get a job at McDonald's, Okay, what are you going to do? Okay, hopefully you've had yourselves a plan B in place in preparation for this, and you've had some other thoughts and other strategies. Now, one of the things that we're doing here at the Know Your Rights group, one of the things that I'm doing through my success coaching business is obviously changing the way that I get information to people. I'm not obviously doing face-to-face meetings. I'm doing online or phone coaching sessions. So our delivery method for that information is changing. So make sure that you look in your own situations how you can start to adapt as things change, especially over the coming weeks and days. Now, we know the reality is, again, I don't want to panic anyone, I don't want to create any fear, but the harsh reality is that tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people are going to be losing their jobs this week. So that means their income source is going to entirely run out. So I know there's lots of people out there panicking. How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to pay for the roof over my head? How am I going to put clothes on my back? Now, the government's talking about all kinds of crazy stimulus packages, which in reality are going to do absolutely nothing, or certainly next to nothing. Now, I've given away a ton of free information. I've been doing this for years via our radio shows. I've given heaps of free information over these regular video updates over the last few weeks, hopefully helping people stay ahead of the curve. Hopefully I've proven myself that I know what I'm talking about. So I've done a lot of research. I've been thinking about the information that we have access to. I've been thinking about and planning for the next steps. And again, I want to help people who are really facing a true crisis, especially this week and into the weeks ahead. So what I've come up with is I've got a strategy. It's a simple strategy. It means sending just one letter. And you can, in general terms, for most people, put around $1,000 back in your pocket immediately. You don't have to set up a MyGov account. You don't have to make an application for anything. You send off one letter and you put $1,000, give or take, in your pocket straight away. Now, as I said, I've given tons of free information away, but I still have to look after myself. I still have to look after my family as well. But I do want to obviously make this information available to as many people as possible. So I have set up a very special limited time 15-minute one-on-one coaching sessions. Okay, you can find those on our products page or our shop page on the Know Your Rights Group website. So just go to the knowyourrightsgroup.com.au, click on the shop page or the products page. You'll see that there. Now, those 15-minute sessions will give me the time to explain this strategy to you, explain what you need to do, and I'll email you a copy of this letter, and you can send it off and you can put real money in your pocket straight away. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people out there going, oh, Mike, you should be, if you figured this out, you should be giving this away for free and blah, blah, blah. And those keyboard warriors are generally the first ones that charge hyperinflated prices for the products and services that they offer. Okay, so please don't bother making comments if you're going to do that. As your mother hopefully told you, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. This is my genuine attempt to help people that want to put real money in their pocket straight away. I'm charging $50 to put $1,000 in your pocket. Okay, if you don't think that's fair or reasonable, then don't pay it. Just move along. That's totally fine. Okay, now it's not going to work for people who own their own home. I'll make that clear. If you own your own home outright, the strategy is not going to work, but for anybody else, this will work. Now, the other thing that I'm doing, as I do with all of my success coaching sessions, is I'm providing a full money back guarantee on these sessions. So we spend 15 minutes together. I explain the process to you. I send you the letter. If you don't think it's valuable, if you don't think it's going to help you, I'll give you a full refund. Okay, I really can't be any fairer than that. I want to get this information out to everyone. I genuinely want to help everyone, but I do have to look after myself and my family too. So hopefully everybody feels that that's fair and reasonable. And hopefully people understand that that's a hell of a lot better than the rubbish that Scummo's doing. I mean, he's saying, what's his latest, greatest breakthrough idea? Certain Australians, not all Australians, but certain Australians can access $10,000 out of their super. But wait, you've got to apply for it. You've got to be approved for it. It's only up to $10,000. Oh, and you can't actually get it until April. Okay, I mean, that's going to be next to useless for people who are panicking right now this week. This information is going to put money in your pocket this week straight away. So jump on that products page or the shop page, book that session if that's of interest to you. And the other thing to start thinking about is, well, hang on a minute. How is it that Scummo is able to find almost $200 billion for his rescue packages and relief packages and whatever other fancy names he's calling on it. He's managed to find this sort of at the drop of a hat to cover all these packages. But wasn't it only like a month or so ago that he wasn't able to find any money for our emergency services, for our fireys, for all the people that were devastated by the bushfires across Australia? Couldn't find any money for them, but all of a sudden, magically now he's found $200 billion. So again, people should be aware of this. People should be really angry about this. And again, I urge that people, start bombarding their local politicians, their federal politicians, and the Prime Minister with letters of disgust. My will letters. We've got my will letters available on the Know Your Rights Group website. Let him know what you think about this disgusting thing that he is doing right now. So it's way too little, way too late. And again, as I said on our previous videos, he's only there to look after those at the big end of town, not the everyday Aussies. So that's my little bit to help. I've got more to tell you, but I'm going to leave that for another video. We're also going to run our radio show tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. A number of people have also said, listen, Mike, these videos are great. I want to share them with people, but they're not on Facebook. How can we access them? As soon as I hit stop on this, I'm going to start uploading all the last videos that I've done to our YouTube channel. So if you just go to YouTube and look up, do a search for Know Your Rights Group channel, you'll find a list of all of our videos. So if you want to know about your rights in relation to all other different areas of life, we've got a whole series of videos, about 40 odd videos. But I will be uploading these latest video updates to that YouTube channel. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they upload quickly and they'll be available for you later today. And then you can share those out around as well. So as always, everyone, stay prepared. Get your cash out of the bank while you still can. As I said in the last video, Adelaide man was stopped from getting just $5,000 out of his own account. Okay, the Bank of Queensland have put a $2,000 cash limit. Can't withdraw more than $2,000 in cash. Okay, these kind of things are happening. They're happening right now. Things are escalating. Things are escalating very quickly. They've announced round 2 here in Melbourne. I think similar things are going on in other states as well. Round 2's coming. There's going to be more closures. There's going to be more stopping of movement. There's going to be more stopping of gatherings. The next step, again, mark my words, put down the time and day of this video. The next step is going to be curfews. They're going to say you can't go out, and then it's going to go to full lockdown. So again, no need to panic, no need to be fearful. Just be aware of the process. Be aware of what's unfolding. Look at what's happening in the UK. Look what's happening in Europe, and you can pretty easily work out what's going on, and just prepare yourself for the next steps. And if you are struggling financially, if you need to put some real money in your pocket right now, jump on the Know Your Rights Group website, book one of those 15-minute one-on-one sessions. I will share our latest strategy with you, and I'll be back again in the next day or so with another important video update. Stay safe, be prepared, take care everyone.